Hello, YouTube. Today we're gonna be watching Death Battle. We're gonna be watching Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Gurren Lagann versus the White Lantern. I I know about Gurren Lagann, but I don't know the power scheme of Gurren Lagann. I just know they in the last like part of the series that they become like huge giant mechas that like bigger than galaxies, I think. And I know the Lantern Corps is like the only thing that I know the Lantern Corps is they're kind of OP, like their power is based on their willpower. And I know that the White Lantern is is a person that has all rings, all the like color of the rings. So that's all I know about the White Lantern, but I kind of know about like the Gurren Lagann, like Simon, but it's been so long. I don't know. I don't even know the power scaling about this. So let's see. Fight!
Simon the Digger.
Simon the
Rayner,
Digger.
the White Lantern.
Two
Yeah.
men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
Ooh.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
actually
their weapons,
wonder.
armor, and skills to find out who
Is I really don't know about like the power scaling of Gurren Lagann, but I know like these like superhero comics are OP. So let's know.
would win a death battle.
Yeah. Let's see.
Deep underground, Jiha village lived in
Oh, yeah.
dreary isolation,
They're miners.
oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The
Kamina.
young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon. He was there too, I guess.
Simon was a digger, content to drill endlessly
Yeah.
through the dirt, until the day he
Oh my
found
God.
the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his
Lagann.
magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky
Yeah.
was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as
Gurren
befits
Lagann,
Kamina
yeah.
and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With
That was
Kamina
so sick,
piloting
though.
the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest,
Yeah,
fueled
it's
by
pretty
its
cool.
pilot's willpower.
Also, the
and
animation is pretty fucking sick. Like the animation is really good. They made the mech so fucking cool.
capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
Drills!
Drills,
Wrist-mounted
yeah,
drills,
obviously.
kunai drills, shield drills,
are the drillers.
Kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite,
They are the diggers.
the Giga Drill Bureku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's
Yeah.
like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
With
with
beer.
Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died.
Died, yeah, he
Oh,
died.
Wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope,
Yeah.
and it was all
Yeah, it's supposed to
Simon's
happen.
fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in
Oh
the
my God.
darkness, guided solely by the light
Yeah,
of Kamina's
Kamina.
spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simon who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It
Yeah.
was Simon who found Lagann, Simon who pierced the surface, and Simon who would now
Yeah.
lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral
one of these
feared
for, like-
humanity's potential,
Ooh, I
what
don't know
they dubbed
how
the
much.
spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit?
Yeah.
Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right,
Spiral.
the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Yeah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness,
Ugh.
the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the
Oh.
perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Drew.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Yeah.
Channeling spiral power lets
They
you
become
constantly adapt
super
to threats,
big.
no matter how overwhelming.
Yeah.
Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions.
Yeah,
He can generate
that is
force
insane.
fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann,
Yeah,
which is
that was
strong
so
enough to
sick.
shatter space
That
and
was so
time
sick.
with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire
Ah.
lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and
Oh my
dimensions.
God, that's
all
so
within
insane,
a
though.
Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th
Yeah,
power
faster than
times
light.
faster than light.
Like, it's really like. It's more instant than light now. Okay.
Well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
just
Gurren
instant.
Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned.
She's
Oh,
not.
and the
SpongeBob is
guidebook
not faster now. It's like the laser from Gurren Lagann. She's like,
says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes.
God, that's
you
insane,
literally
though.
cannot calculate how
You
fast
killed
that
infinite
is.
But it
enemies.
wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that control
That is
his
insane,
mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are just built different. And
He's
after
just
being
built
inspired
different.
by his
Built
bro,
diff.
Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning
Yeah.
Simon
Oh my
absorbed a
God.
higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than
Oh
himself.
my God.
The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new
This is just
direction of
insane.
space that extends
The calculations
infinitely,
are insane. The
thus
fucking
an
feats are
infinite gap
insane.
in size and scope.
oh my
What?
God.
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with
Yeah.
a three-dimensional person.
True.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
11.
Because
He's
when
a
Simon
two-dimensional
absorbed the
character.
multiverse labyrinth,
Absorbed
he
in
merged
11
with
dimensions.
every alternate universe version of himself,
Oh.
including an alternate universe Simone, who is writing his own alternate universe version
Oh my
of
God.
Gurren Lagann. And
Oh
that
my God.
author's spiral power made his fictional Simone real,
Oh
adding
my
another
God.
to the mix.
Oh
Wait,
my
if
God.
ever
That's.
you-
Oh my God. That's like. That's saying like I'm an author that made a biography about myself that is stronger. Then I got more powerful. Then I can make this fictional character real. Like it's like an infinite glitch. It's an infinite power up glitch. You just make a character that is super powerful that made us novel that made us character super powerful than that character and so and so and so. It's literally an infinite power glitch.
Human
Oh
being
my
has
God.
spiral power. You're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
Oh my God,
Tengen Toppa Gurren
Yeah,
Lagann.
that's so fucking
This is
taken
when
Topa.
Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance of
Oh
hitting
my
you.
God.
Or tossing galaxies around like frisbees.
Oh
Sorry,
my,
did
that's
I
so
say galaxies?
insane.
I meant universes.
Yeah, that's
Simon's power was
universes.
so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our
my
own
God.
universe.
With it, Simone turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech
my
just
God.
by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord
And just
Genome used spiral
regeneration.
power to survive quantum breakdown Shakedown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body
my
from
God,
being
that
erased
is insane.
at the informational level.
True,
for
that is
7
insane,
days
though.
straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her
my
own
God.
destruction.
If I have spiral power, Wiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simone evolved one more time.
Oh my God.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
Yeah, I
This
remember
mech
this.
is so big, its size
It's
is
so fucking
literally
sick.
incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simone and his friends
bigger than
shattered
universes.
the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe! Meet the
my
indomitable
God.
human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words
Oh my
prophetic,
God.
that Simone's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
With
He
no
just
more
pierced-
worlds left to conquer, Simone chose to wander the earth for the
Yeah.
rest of his days, in service
sad,
to
though.
others.
Always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All
I hate
thanks
that ending,
to
though.
a humble digger.
I can't take that seriously.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this
Yeah,
one really
okay.
pissed off cat,
Oh.
you know who to call.
The Great
Lantern
Lantern
Corps.
Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You
Hal
know
Jordan,
him.
yeah.
You love him. You might hate
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
But you gotta respect him.
Yeah, actually,
with a
like,
will as
actually
unbreakable
understand
as
that- that
Hal's.
was-
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only
Parallax.
one survivor of
Oh.
Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe
Oh,
to
so the
a
White
human,
Lantern, yeah.
Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, Kyle.
So, was Kyle
Rayner.
picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your
Yeah.
own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space
Oh,
Wheat, and a
Daffy
sentient
has-
fox can master it,
Oh.
what's your
It is
excuse,
weird
Kyle?
though that how
The Green
the
Lantern
Green
ring
Lantern
can do
can choose
anything,
anyone.
fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time
That is
travel,
insane,
warp
though.
reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating?
Is there
Consider
willpower?
the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping
Oh,
into the
shit.
Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an
Yeah.
artificial intelligence that operates just as
These,
fast,
like, comic
automatically
characters are
protecting its user
insanely-
from danger.
Like
Like
the time
OP.
that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may
Yeah.
have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is
Oh, it's just
unmatched,
imagination,
probably
yeah.
because he's a comic book artist.
Oh.
And we know from this show,
Oh,
they think of some wild shit.
yeah.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable
Understandable.
ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons,
Oh
actual
yeah,
working
an artisan actually is an OP Green Lantern because he can just make anything. Oh, imagine this. Especially he has like the ability to make clear imaginations and just okay, and then make a fucking like railgun that shoots lasers faster than like
computers, and his
speed of
favorite,
light.
super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as
Infinite.
eternity.
Or hold back
Eternity.
a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait,
It's really willpower.
0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
Oh.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone.
Yeah,
Never
that
mind.
sucks.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put
shit.
her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized.
Oh, that's fucked up.
This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
Or how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
True.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle
Oh, yeah.
again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the
That's
Justice
kind
League,
of fucked
faced
up.
off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
Oh
In
my,
order to
that
save
sucks.
Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional
Oh, yeah, that
electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different
there's
emotion. The yellow light of fear lets
Yeah.
Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless
Oh.
avarice, possessing Kyle to
Avarice?
absorb not
What the hell
merely
is
his
that?
enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage,
Oh.
ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm.
Huh?
Which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is
it
powered by
melts up.
hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his
Oh.
opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
Oh, that's
the
why
final
it's
one
like
was the
versus.
sapphire light of love. With
Oh,
it,
that's
he
why
could
they're
trap
versus
enemies
version
within
Gurren
crystal
Lagann.
matrices and control their minds. But Kyle
Okay.
only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh,
Oh.
self-love. I get
Self-love.
it. Must be
Nice.
nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies
He
taste the
becomes
rainbow.
gay.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern with total
Oh.
control over the power of light.
Nice.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack
Insane.
more useless in a death battle than something
life.
that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern
Yeah,
in
because he's
existence.
all
Far
lanterns
stronger than
combined.
Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like
Oh.
the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, that's
Okay,
insane.
so it's not totally useless.
Especially
That's
after Kyle visited the
actually-
Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially,
What the hell is that?
source code to reality.
Okay,
the
source
life
code.
equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual
Okay.
artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than
How
we are.
do they
So
fucking
it's
come
not a
up with
shock
this
that
kind
the
of shit?
equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's
Oh.
greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his
Himself.
whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle
Oh.
split the life equation into pieces
Oh, he
to
just, like,
found his second core,
spread
the
them.
White Lanterns.
Oh,
And together,
he became
they
the White
shattered
Lanterns.
Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that
Oh.
plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power
Nice.
to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power.
Oh.
You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Okay, this is gonna be an insane battle. I don't know who's
Hey,
gonna win.
remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia? No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for
Oh.
being too anime. But
Huh?
we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Oh, insane.
It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and a complete Death Battle video archive.
Oh, the
It's got
archive
episodes
there.
that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even more goodies on the way. So check out deathmetal.gg live right now. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all.
Not gonna lie, my bet is Gurren Lagann, but I won't be surprised if the White Lantern wins Kyle. I won't be surprised if Kyle wins. Like they just pull out some insane shit that it was happened in this specific chapter of this comic, or a specific continuation of another comic, some sort that he's pretty OP and stuff like so. I won't be surprised because
All
comic book characters are
possibilities.
insane.
It's time for a death battle!
Okay, that's insane. 2D, nice.
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it
Probably,
over?
yeah.
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Oh, it's a fighting character. Fighting game character.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Tell me about it.
It's actually insane.
Four?
Oh my god. He's literally a comic book character. Oh my god. A comic book writer. He's insane. He just makes random shit.
Nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens! Take it to Gurren Lagann!
That's insane. Oh my god, they're insane. Superman. Oh my god.
That's really cool.
That's insane. Okay, they're just destroying.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the
Oh my god, they're
unbreakable.
monologuing.
If you ain't know,
Now you know!
They're characters with hope. They are literally characters that give hope. Oh my god. Their monologue is so insane. That's so insane.
Simone the Digger! If there's a wall in
Yeah. You are a digger.
my way, I'll smash it down!
Oh. He's ulting.
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Oh, he's turning gay too. Oh my god.
Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Break!
Actually, I don't know who's gonna win. Because both of them are insanely powerful. Oh, he's copying him. Really just copying him.
the super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day. In
Oh my god, that's
blackest
so
night.
sick. Oh my
No
god.
evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my
Who's gonna
power.
win? I actually don't know who's gonna win. He's just
Green
copying.
Lantern flight!
Let's see you grit those teeth!
Oh my god, that's so
You'd
insane.
make a good lantern.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Oh my god, that's insane. That ending is so good. That ending is so good. Like, I dislike that battle, but bitch, that ending was insane. Simon of Earth, you are now been chosen. Oh, that's like, yeah. And Simon's just like, yeah, who do you think I am? Bitch, I have this. I defeated you. Do you think I need this? Tiny Ring? I have my drill. I'm a digger, bitch.
KO!
For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses!
When
Oh my
both
God.
combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the
Yeah.
normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength
Yeah,
and
it's
speed kind of become
weird now.
irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
Oh, the Simon's
First
willpower
up,
stronger.
imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across
Yeah,
the
true.
multiverse.
Pretty
And
same.
in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again,
Nah, it's all drills.
nothing
Simone's
Simone
is all
couldn't
drill.
adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
Yeah.
And that's really
Simon's
gonna
more
be the winning
has
factor here,
willpower.
since it's the source of everything for both of them.
Yeah.
Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which
Yeah.
meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base
Oh,
level.
Kyle is
However,
willpower.
that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their
Oh.
willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll
Oh,
stay
yeah,
that
he got
way.
stronger
Absorbing the
every
multiverse
time.
labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger
Oh.
through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle. Especially
made
since
himself
spiral
stronger.
power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low
Oh,
on
yeah.
charge. Especially since
He has
Simone could
charging.
likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several
Oh.
orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower,
Oh, I
Simone
understand now. Understand now why it's more like Simon is much more stronger. Simon can power up much faster, like get stronger like in an instant. As for Kyle, he needs time to like get stronger. Like not like few minutes, but actual like years or months to just get stronger. He needs training and but Simon can just like, okay, I want to be stronger and I'm gonna do it right now. He just like needs the willpower to be like stronger.
resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it.
Oh, yeah,
It
he
was
can
just
control
as
that.
much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann,
True.
and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
True.
A
It's
pretty
insane.
similar level of reality to the life
just
equation, and a
making,
level of power
making.
Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story.
Yeah, he just,
no
like,
matter how
mastered
you look
it
at
in an instant.
Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's.
True.
Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go
Yeah.
anyway?
Just
That's
get
Gurren
stronger and
Lagann
stronger
in
and
a nutshell.
stronger.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simon's unstoppable
Yeah,
evolutionary
he is
potential
willpower.
would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is
God.
Simone the Digger.
Next
I can't.
time on Death Battle.
I can't. Oh, wait. Tom and Jerry versus... Oh!
Subscribe.
It's versus, like, Wile E. Coyote versus Tom... Oh, it's Tom versus the Wild Coyote. Two Toon Force characters. That would be... I think Wile E. Coyote has more arsenal, I think. Because he can... I know. He can't. It's like the Roadrunner that manipulates everything. So, can't wait to see that. But thank you for watching. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe. Comment below if you want to see more of this type of videos, or maybe comment and recommend some videos that you want me to watch. Also, if you don't like the video, obviously comment a slur. Bye bye.